hello. This is Leftovers, Season 3, Episode 8, The Book of Nora. We start with the Book of Kevin, and now we end with the Book of Nora. Uh, this is it. This is the last episode of the series. It ends after this. I can't believe it. It feels like I've been on this journey with you guys, and we've watched this whole it's been a long journey. This whole show. It feels like we've been on it for a long time, and I can't believe it's over. This is it. This is the last episode. I was going on trying to figure out what to say for like something this big. This series is so huge, it feels so important. And I don't know what to say. There's nothing. There's no words to say that can really just like feel like can really just emphasize, you know, for what the show has, for all the stuff the show has taken us to. I don't know what to say. I don't have any. There's no one word that says it all. So I don't know what to say. But what do I expect from the last episode of Leftovers? I can see something about that. I expect nothing, and I expect everything. I go in completely empty-minded of it all, and see where it's gonna take us. Cause I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine where the hell we're gonna go with this last episode. But I do know that I don't expect to get answers for what happened to everybody, because the show was never about that. I know that. It took me a while, but I got that. First season or whatever, this was never about the people who disappeared. It's called Leftovers for a reason. It's about leftovers, not the ones who. It's not about the ones who went. No, it's not called the ones who disappeared. It's not called the departed. The departures. The departed. It's called. It's called the leftovers for a reason. So I expect. I guess. I don't expect an answer to what happened, but I just want to see a conclusion to Kevin's story. To see him, face his problems and be a whole person finally, complete himself and face all the problems he's had in life, conquer it all and make it to the other side. Don't take your life like Laurie did or something like that. I want to see him get healed. That's the ultimate F you to the guilty remnant, that I made it. Despite all the shit you were trying to do to us, I made it. Like I make a big middle finger to them, and just that would be the ultimate victory, right? That he could heal himself. Yeah. So that's what I expect, is we get a conclusion to these characters, Nora and Kevin, Matt, all these characters. We get a conclusion to them, not so much what happened to the world. That's kind of left up for you to kind of figure out. But hey, if we get something with that, that'd be amazing too. But all I want to see is, I want to know that Kevin then made it out okay, And so yeah. What happened last time? Let's get back to that. Oh, and once again, thank you. But a couple of you guys recommended stuff to me to check out. I will take a look at everything at some point. Not always guaranteed to make it on here, but I will. I definitely love to check out all kinds of stuff. Not only on camera but off camera too. But also, if anybody recommends anything else, this I've watched. Just to be clear, that I've watched. I'm pretty much already watching everything that these guys have done. Watchmen, Lost, this stuff, and this show. Pretty much, I don't know if there's anything else, but yeah. So that's kind of covered already. and I already watched. I'm already watching Westworld. I haven't done it for the stream for the channel thing. But I had already watched this why, so I cannot really do that. I cannot recreate a reaction, you know. But yeah, any other shows like that, like really puzzling stuff like that, you know, let me know. Or anything else anyone else would like to watch, I will put down on my memory bank and take a look. Okay, so what happened last time? We had Kevin, the most powerful man in the world. He saved the day. I guess he saved himself, you could say, and he conquered his demons, and he came back, hopefully a better person this time. I think this time he's fully healed himself. He's like this. From what I took from the last episode is that he runs away from all of his problems, and he finally blew away that part of himself. He killed that part of himself that keeps running away from things, and then and then blows up the place that he did it all in, because it was a safe space for him to run away to, but that allowed him to escape reality, right? Not anymore. Now he has to face reality and go fix his relationship with Nora, I guess. I see that's what that's got to be what it is. He's gonna go back and face Nora, fix everything or something like that. But then why do we have that scene in the beginning of the season with the old Nora who doesn't know Kevin and all that, which suggests that they don't meet up? I don't know, but I'm also gonna assume that part is gonna get answered too. The whole what the hell that was about. Let's see. Nora was last seen about to enter the machine. Oh, she was gonna go grab it, and Matt was with her. Matt, having come to find somewhat of his own peace, he now has to figure out what he wants for himself in his last days, I guess. And Lori presumably killed herself, but I still hold out hope because we didn't see her in the afterlife. That, of course, that might not even be real, but I think it's left slightly ambiguous as to what was what. So it's a possibility still a possibility. Anyway, and Kevin was last seen. He came back from his ordeal, and looks like I think he solved his issues. And his father was on the roof telling him, "Now what?" So now what? He didn't answer, and we're gonna find out right now. Let's do it. Last time, bam. Here we go. Let's do this.
Every one of us was touched by the events of October 14th.
Testimonials, they gave their names, so I looked them up.
My kids are not dead. They are just gone.
Then you should go be with them.
Final theme song. Oh my gosh, are we back to this?
Everybody is wondering.
Gonna end it with this one.
No one knows for certain, so it's all the same to me. Think I'll just let the mystery be.
This is a copy of
Oh
today's
shit!
paper.
How'd you get in?
Why do you want me to do it
Because
again?
you look scared. Oh. What the hell? It's like an indent of a person.
It's a fossil. The person is gone.
She has to be completely submerged in it? Oh gosh. It's like going back into the womb or something. Oh gosh.
Enjoyed crosswords, exposing frauds, and pole dancing. Her terminally ill gecko, Matthew Jameson.
He's laughing. At least temporarily.
As she
by
lives
him.
on in our memory.
Do you remember what you said to me when you put me on the bus? You said that I was the bravest girl on earth. And every time you sent me a letter with a new matlip in it, that's who it was addressed to, the bravest girl on earth.
Oh,
You drive me fucking nuts. You've always been a great gecko, man.
I'm scared of what'll happen when I go back to Mary. Face?
So he's gonna go back.
Are you ready?
Of course she's ready. She's the bravest girl on earth.
Wow, I love how that whole thing came together. Wow. Her being naked actually makes her like vulnerable, you know. Can she like dive out in the last second? You know, if it feels like it's not doing anything.
Hi, man.
It's the boat again. The first episode. Did she gasp or did she say something? I thought I thought it sounded like she said a word. It is Saint Mary, right? Yeah, it does say Saint Mary. Saint Mary. I wonder if that's why they have to say her name. Ah, okay, there you go. There it is. He's looking for her. He's been looking for her. Has he been looking for all these years? Last time I saw you in a freaking chamber with like embryonic fluid looking shit. How did you end up here? Yeah, I just realized something. I didn't even think about it until right now. But the last words he said to her was, "You should go be with them," and that's what led her to finally make that move, I think. Because he told her to go be with them, so she did. But what is she doing here? She knew he would find her. Holy shit! He looks great. Maybe he doesn't remember you.
We don't know each other really well. We only
What?
talked a couple times, really.
And that was it.
I don't know.
What? Like an alternate? Is this her place where she retreats to?
What are you doing?
The guy you barely remember shows up on your doorstep, asks you to go on a date with him. Had to try. It's good to see you, Nora.
I feel like it reminds me of his dream, his hotel place. Yeah, it looks too beautiful. Right? Like that would suggest something's wrong.
Did you tell him where I was, Lori?
What the hell?
No.
Isn't she dead? What?
I don't tell you about the people here, and I don't tell the people here about you.
What? Are people here?
Then how did he find me? Full 10
Right,
years
right,
back.
right. So
like
yeah, so she knows.
like we
she
were
knows what
never
really went
together.
on. He's crazy.
no.
He seems happy.
He seemed
Yeah.
happy.
You called me because you wanted me to say it's okay to go to the dance. But if you did, it's okay.
I don't know what to think. There's water again. Freaking tubs in the show, you know. Gee, that door is horrible. Like she could have died in that room. I don't know what the hell just happened there. Is that like she needs Kevin?
Where are your beads?
Excuse me?
You came?
Told me it was a dance.
Who's getting married?
Were you even invited?
Yeah, of course I was.
It's his
That's
daughter.
Eddie.
Then you knew my brother, Matt Jameson.
I was hoping you were going to come to the funeral.
We said our goodbyes in person.
Mary gave the eulogy. Jill's great. She married a great guy. They have a daughter together. Tommy's marriage didn't work out so great. But he's landed on his feet.
How is your dad?
He's fantastic.
Jesus.
Wow.
He's 91, he's still kicking.
He must be immortal. Oh, runs in the family, right?
Oh yeah.
Cardiologist. I had a condition that was undiagnosed my whole life.
There is a very big difference between a sin and a mistake. I look forward to a lifetime of fucking up with you, but I hereby swear I will never sin again. Now bring out that fucking goat!
Oh, you got the freaking goats? They're not gonna cut it, right?
Was designated to be after scapegoat deep into the bush, far from
Scapegoat.
here.
All these sins go on the goat. The scapegoat. That's awesome. Where they come up with these ideas is so neat. That's all the beads are for. Yeah, at least they didn't sacrifice it. The only thing that can make sense here is that she's having a near-death experience, just like Kevin.
One day, we were walking down the street. Bad dreams.
I can't do this because it's not true.
Okay, just like that lady on the rooftop, man. All these rooftop things coming up now. That was a dad for a second, but it's too young. It's the lady.
No, of course not. I did everything the same.
Then where are they?
Come
Maybe
home.
they're delivering the messages of love.
Believe that a bird with a range of 50 miles is going to...
I'm not trying to sell you anything.
She always got to ruin it for everybody, right?
It's just a nicer story.
Yeah, the ball thing.
You just had sex with him.
Oh, no, I didn't.
You're a fucking liar!
I saw you dancing with that man. I'll pray for the safe return of your birds.
Don't waste your breath.
Every time she tries to run away from it, she gets attacked. Go. Oh, the freaking music. There it is. Oh my gosh, the beads caught him in the fence. She put him on her. She put it on her neck.
When Matt told me you were gone, I didn't believe him. Then Matt died, and you weren't even at the funeral. And every year I come to fucking Australia, and I show your picture to everybody I meet.
So why the hell are you acting like that?
There you were. Where to start, and so I just thought, oh, fuck it, I'll erase it. Maybe that would give us another
Really?
chance. That's how I found you, Nora. I refuse to believe you're gone.
You want some tea?
Okay.
So wait, so Lloyd's alive then? This looks kind of like the window with the lady with and the father talked. So they did stay together. Wait, so Lloyd didn't kill herself?
I went through.
Wait, what?
I was in the parking lot. He was
They
in the
had
supermarket.
disappeared.
And every single person disappeared except for him.
Whoa, that's what I had thought.
The woman told me
No,
that
I
she
don't
lost
believe
her
that.
husband.
For the other side,
over here.
we disappeared.
But over there, they lost all of us. At first, I didn't recognize them.
What? Why would you? What would you leave then?
They were my children. And I was a ghost. I was a ghost who had no place there. And that, Kevin, is when I changed my mind. And I asked him to make another machine. Because he...
Did I want to call you?
Why didn't? I guess they did kind
Did
of
I
leave
want
in
to
a
be
bad,
with you, Kevin?
in a bad place.
Of course I did. But so much time had passed that you would never believe me.
I believe you. Why wouldn't I believe you? You're here.
I'm here.
That was it? Okay, that was the end of Leftovers. And boy, I was sitting here trying to figure out what to say for a while now. I don't know what to say to cover all of that. It was a very personal story. The ending. It was very personal with just Nora and Kevin mostly, which I kind of expected. And it's not wrapped up in a neat bow at the end, you know. It's kind of leaves you in a moment in time, and then the show, life goes on. Oh, but how do I do it? Let's see, how do I do all this? Nora says she went to the machine, and she found her way back. The part I don't understand is, I don't know how long it's been. She's so old. They're so old that, why are they so old? Well, she's saying that it took her so long that by the time she came back, years had gone by, right? But that, it's like the show, when the show started, you know, you just wanted answers to that, but by the time it ends, that seems like no, it doesn't seem real anymore. I don't know. No, I don't. It's kind of hard to. I don't know if I believe that. No, I don't. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Doesn't make her story though. Her story doesn't it has some gapes and logic and stuff in it. Doesn't quite make any sense. And I was thinking about what. Okay, I get this. Okay. You know what? This has been a theme throughout the series, this season. When she finds they told the story about the pigeons and the paper attached to their legs, that they were going to be sent off to give love notes to all these people, but then she goes back to that church house, and that lady is over there with the guy coming down from the ladder. Looks kind of weird. And and what did she say? She said that you know. Oh yeah, don't sell me on that bullshit or whatever, you know. She knows that they only go 50 feet or whatever, and then they're gonna drop the letters, and they're supposed to come back. They're not really delivering any letters. She sucks all the fun out of it. And then the lady said that the lady said that oh yeah, she said that I'm not trying to say anything. It's just a better story. And I think that says everything about this, which is I think she's honestly it looks like she's telling a freaking story. She gave him a story that sounds better than the truth because it sounds better, right? I think that's how I think that's how you would take it. Uh, and then this whole the beach ball story thing makes so much more sense. I don't quite understand why she was talking about it when she did though. She told Matt and Laurie about this beach ball thing where they went to that watching a game, and then they were watching a couple of kids playing with a ball on the side, and the ball went into the aisle and it was rolling down towards the field, and the guy came in and crushed the ball, and she thought that was a horrible thing to do because it ruined everybody's fun, and she was saying why why would you do that? Why would you crush that ball? Because they just want to play with it. And she said, why would anyone want to have that job? She started crying. And I couldn't understand what the hell that was supposed to mean at the time. But now I think it's something, this connects back to this now. Where does she want to, it's like, does she want to ruin everyone's good time or something? I don't know, or the sometimes, it doesn't matter whether it's not real or not, but if it brings comfort to people is what they're saying, then it's sometimes that's worth doing. Sometimes the truth is terrible, it's boring, ugly, or whatnot. It's not interesting, and it's not romantic and whatnot. And it just sucks the fun out of. You suck the magic out of everything. You ruin the freaking. You crush the ball. You ruin the fun of it all, the magic of it all, the mystery. And I think that, and this goes even farther back. I remember this in the freaking like the first episode or whatever, when the guy fell out of the tower, and everybody was saying how he was like a second departure, and he was taken up. And what did Nora do? She came over. She took a picture. She found a photo or something, and she brought the photo in, and she blew it up, and she put it around top of some kind of a. She blew it on like a poster or something. She put it on some kind of a display board where they were talking about him, so everybody could see that he didn't ascend to the heavens. He fell out of his thing from a heart attack or whatever, and just fell to the ground. And the wife had carried him off and whatnot. Right? There wasn't anything magical about it, and the wife got mad at him like they got mad at the guard who's crushed the ball. Like she just had to ruin the magic of it all. That's the crushing the ball analogy that they were talking about. I get it. That's cool. I get that, but it's kind of weird because the way she said it. Well, why did she say it then? Was she talking about herself? That she ruins everybody's fun by crushing? It's not real. It's like she's like Santa Claus isn't real, kid. You know what I mean? You ruin the magic of everything. She was talking about herself. I would imagine because she does. She is the kind of person who, what do you call it? She self-deprecation. She tends to talk about herself in a bad way, I guess, in a negative way. So it would kind of make sense that she'd be talking about herself. So I think that in that case, she's telling a story. I think she knew she wasn't going to get in the machine because it looked like she was going to say something before she went in. I think she was going to say stop. I think she did say stop. And because, because her story has a lot of holes in it. First of all, she goes over to the other side and she finds her family, but she decides not to be with them, that they're okay and that they have a happy life and I don't have any place there. Like you act like you just found them in another state. Not that you traveled to another world. It kind of is different when you say, and you're still their mom no matter what. So it's not like they're gonna just say nope, we don't need you there. It just sounds like someone who made up a story to say this is why I'm not here. I'm not there anymore. And then she goes to find the guy who made it, and she asks him to build another machine because she wants to go back. And he says, "Why would you want to go back?" And You know, I don't understand that, because if he could build a machine on the other side, why wasn't he already doing that, right? Because isn't the whole point to go there and come back and tell everybody what happened? They made it sound like it was a one-way trip, but if it isn't a one-way trip, then surely he would have made a machine anyway. He wouldn't be asking her, why would you want to do that? I figure he would be, because he's trying to find a way back, right? He's trying to find a way back so he can, so they can tell everybody what happened. Yeah, and that story also sounded like exactly like what I was thinking was going to happen. So there's no way that's true, because I can't be the one who wrote the ending to the story. Right? I said that back in like season 1, that I was thinking that what if the other side just traveled to like an alternate dimension and whatnot, and they themselves saw us disappear. But yeah, there's no way that's the answer. Because the show was never about answers, right? It was never about answers. It was about people trying to figure out what to do with these unanswered questions. I like the story from the Australian guy about the sin thing, sins, and that the difference between a sin and a mistake is something you do by accident, and a sin is something where you know it's wrong but you do it anyway. And he was saying, I look forward to making a whole lot of. I'll never sin again, but I hope to make a lot of make new mistakes with you, or something like that. I don't know. They were kind of awesome, even though they were only in it for this one episode. I'm not sure what else that's supposed to say. Is it like that's like it's like, are you comparing them to the two of them or something? I don't know. Like what they could have been. There's so many ways to take that. I'm not really sure how to take that part. But I don't understand. I mean, I'm assuming that if that is a story, that, I mean, what Nora said, then the truth is, she got out of the machine, and she didn't want to tell anybody, so she couldn't face anybody, so she just ran away and found a place in Australia and lived there. And the only person she talked to was Laurie, which is I don't understand that. That seems a bit extreme for her to just go off and run away and never come back until Kevin found her. It took him years to find her. How could she do that to him? I don't know. And what about Laurie? So, I mean, she's alive. She's not dead. I thought it was like an alternate world or something for a second, but she's alive. She's right there. It's crazy. So, she didn't die. I was thinking about that, I've been thinking about, because I didn't see him in the other world and all that stuff. I think the phone call, she got from her kids, I think they kind of woke her up. They were saying how they were saying, they sounded really good. They're okay. So I think that brought her back, and she didn't finish. She didn't actually go through with it. That's good, because at least something good come out of that she didn't finish herself off. And actually that kind of completes her arc as well. She was suicidal, and then I think her kids kept her alive. I think I'm not sure, but that's how it sounded to me. And then when she was ready to do it, because she thought they were all, done with her or something, here comes the kids again to save her life. Like a second time or something. Something about that finally that she fine. I still understand why she was trying to kill herself, but I'm glad she didn't. And I think the kids are the ones who saved her this time. It looks like she's gonna have another kid. I thought she wasn't gonna have another. She didn't want to have another baby, but I guess she is. She's gonna have him with freaking John, I guess. I thought they would have broken up after she drugged them, but okay, I guess not. That's amazing though. None of them were in it. It was just her. It was just Laurie, Matt, and Kevin pretty much as the main cast. There wasn't anybody else from past episodes and whatnot. Oh, and there's the beginning part with her and Matt was very touching. The Matt lives and everything. Was that before? Was that mentioned before? It sounds somewhat familiar, but I forget. But it was really cute. That was really adorable. And Matt is gone. Matt passed away. I don't know. It doesn't really say how long it's been, so I have no idea. I don't know when he passed away. Hopefully he got a few more years out of his life, before it happened. But we don't know what happened. It's good that he went back to his family though. His family were there for him. They accepted him back in the family and all that. And he kind of like threw away all the folly of trying to go after Kevin as Jesus, and then he kind of finds his own path along the way. Halfway through that, yeah. So it was good that he found. He went back to his family, and so he wasn't. He passed away, but he kind of. I think he got to. It sounded like he got to make things up before he did. And I guess the church is just a coincidence. It always happens to have. I guess Saint Mary might be a common name, so it may not have nothing to do with it either. Huh. Okay. I kind of felt like that was. I kind of feel like that would be the case, that the last episode was like the really explosive final, and this was the epilogue. A much more quiet, serene, romantic, pensive, reflective kind of a story on everything that's happened and whatnot. And very personal. A lot of close-ups directly of Nora. And it all ends with the two of them finding each other again. Then, something that he could actually do this time. Not somebody who had disappeared, but somebody he actually could find, and he found her. And I think that they are. And after I knew the show was going to be about, it wasn't about finding the answers to the thing, but how the two of them. It was about these people trying to find peace in this world. I think that I still feel like they're not 100% there, but I think that when Karen looks at her and she looks at him, they just know everything's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna come out okay in the end. They need each other. I think that's what the door was about, and then she tripped over stuff, and it's like every time she tried to run away from it, she ended up in another issue, another problem was happening, and I think that was to tell her that she needs her other half or something. It makes you wonder how much more things that she get damaged by as Kevin tried to look for her. Kevin also stayed back in the town. He never moved again. Jordan, Miracle Town, or whatever, that is the last place they ever went to. They stayed there. And the dad's still alive. But yeah, this story was about people making mistakes. That's like what the married couple said. Things happen, and because it happens so much in this story, how something you think it's going one way and then it just drops. They failed, or something like that, and then what we're leading up to something and it just failed, and then now what? It's like I have to think about it. I mean, Matt was so sure about things his whole life, and then boom, nope, you have leukemia, and now what are you gonna do with your life? Damn, that sucks. It just drops you into that, and now you gotta wonder if everything you did it pay off or not? And I don't know. It's a lot of I would have to think about all this stuff for much more longer. But here's what I think. Here's how I see the story. I think that they told it in a way where I think there is a supernatural element, because obviously people disappeared. To see people disappeared, that happened. So I think people disappearing was an actual event that happened. This happened to these people, and it's never explained because the story isn't about that. Yes, but it's in there, and I think the show can be taken for one way or the other. It can be taken the supernatural route, and it can be taken as mental illness. That he really seeing Patty or not, right? Was Patty a figment of his imagination? His guilt come to haunt him, or was she really there? It felt like sometimes she did see things that I don't know how. Sometimes it felt like she did see things that I don't know how the heck she's seen. I don't know. I mean, the phone, maybe she could have said something she knew. I don't know, but it felt like, what if she was there? I think it's played in a way where you're never sure. It could actually have happened. Does he go to this hotel place when he died? Is it real? Is it not? It felt real to him. I mean, that was all that mattered. Either he was putting himself into this safe space so that he could conquer his demons safely and hide away from the reality of the real world, and then he goes in there and then he had to burn it all down to cure himself, Or maybe it was his superpower, the ability to manifest emotional trauma into something tangible that he could then obliterate to heal himself. That's crazy. But it could have been. I mean, I don't understand some of the things that still happen. God. What the hell is God doing there? I mean, he never even saw that guy. But somehow God's face is in his stuff. In that hotel room, constantly doing shit with him. I mean, we saw the guy eaten by a lion, right? He was just a guy. But the thing that bothers me is that Kevin never saw him. And yet he sees him. I mean, did he see him? I don't remember ever seeing that guy. And yet he sees him in his dreams. And I mean, that weird place he goes to in the hotel thingy. So what about that? There were a lot of things like that happened where I don't know how he would have even known about it. So it does seem like there's something odd going there. Maybe it's like something in between. You know, there is the reality and there is the supernatural world of the wherever they went, and maybe something in between it, where some of it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up, but in the end, there was something magical in between that all that is hard, that cannot be explained, and that is the place where all these people went to. Who knows, man? We all have a different answer for that, right? That's kind of the point. One other possibility is that God is a writer and he was looking for entertainment in the world. And so he wrote in a story where they just disappear and now they're living in that hell that he created because he wanted to make life interesting for them or for himself. You know what I mean? Like he was creating a drama, because that's literally what the story is. A writer who wrote up a scenario that cannot be explained. What if that is exactly what happened? These are all characters. These are all people who are just trapped in someone else's drama. I mean, that actually could be the answer, and that is why they disappeared, because that's what had to happen for the story to work. Like they were literally being written by somebody in the sky or something. That actually would make the most sense to me. But in the world they're telling, anything could have been the case, but once again, that wasn't the point. The point was about watching these people try to figure the world out and screwing up and making mistakes, right? And just trying to figure out life after all this crazy shit had happened, right? Nobody knows what the hell is going on, and they're trying to make peace with it all. And I don't think they need each other to find it. Mm-hmm. And in the end, so I think in the end, him and Nora they're still human beings. It's very human, the show. And they make a lot of mistakes, and no one's perfect. But they're going to find a way to make it through together. That's what the point is, right? They need each other. So it looks like to me she ran away for all those years. Crazy. I guess she just couldn't go back to him, even though she wanted to. She said so. Instead, she ran off and hid, but so when he comes back to find her, is she healed now? Is she better? I don't know. I feel like Kevin is. He literally blew up his demons. But but it's not possible for him to like take her there too and help her to blow them up too or something? Nah, probably not. Because he already blew it up, so I guess not. I don't know. But that is The Leftovers. Kind of leaves you in a place where we're trying to figure, what the hell did I just see? Definitely where I feel. I was like, wow, that's where it stops. What am I supposed to take from all that? It's too much to think about in one sitting. It's been a roller coaster ride watching this show. It's over. It's been a roller coaster ride. It's been it's been severely depressing, but also at times super. There were moments of amazing happiness, and in the end, they all found each other. Matt got to have a son, even though he wasn't supposed to have a kid. Kevin managed to keep his family together despite trying so hard in the beginning to get away from that, because he was running away from his problems. But he, despite all the mistakes that he makes, he managed to put a family together. Jill and his son Tom, they're okay now. They're gonna be okay. Laurie found a reason to live, I think, because she's still here. and she got away from the guilty remnant. They were all dealing with trauma in their own way, and but I think they came out as much better people than they started out as. Much more recovered. Kevin seems less angry. The anger has been let go. I couldn't help but think about something about his dad. That scene with him on the rooftop that's actually really amazing when I think about it. It's so short but pretty amazing. Him and the son are sitting on the rooftop, and he tells him that he came up here because of the flood and he was scared, but then it's over. And he says, I don't think I'm ready to come back down. I think at least the flood was something he was trying to stop. He was good with that. You know what I mean? But I mean, he that was something he understood was happening. But once the flood didn't happen, I think now he realizes that he didn't do anything to save the world, and it didn't nothing happened. And he's more scared of what to do now that he's wrong, that he doesn't have a purpose in life. I think he would have been fine dying for his purpose in life. That I failed, I couldn't do it, but at least I understood what happened. But knowing that it didn't happen, it puts him in a place where he's actually more scared to come down off the roof that the storm is gone. That he'd rather have died in the storm than to come off the roof with no purpose in life. That is a metaphor for everybody in this show. How that's what I'm talking about. How they all think they know something, and then it all freaking crashes around them. And then what do you do after that? What happens when that thing you planned for didn't happen? And then the story is like what happens after that. You living on after all the things that you thought was gonna happen, you're wrong. Laurie with the guilty remnant and all, changing her mind, and the story her story really starts after she leaves the guilty remnant. What is she gonna do with her life? You know, with Kevin. I think he made his wish with Wayne. You know, like he wanted to live and whatnot. He wanted to protect his family. And then his story really gets started. I think the first season was all about him finding their goals, finding out what they want to do, I think. Like they were all kind of going in circles, and they kind of found something we're trying to get to. And the next two seasons were about getting to that. And this season really pushed them to finally, they all had to find some kind of answer of their own finally. You know, some resolution to the problems they were going through. Where, you know, some of them were easier to find than others. I don't know. The dad didn't get his one, but he's still alive, so he's hanging in there. But that's about it. I've been going off for too long anyway. That was Leftovers. It was amazing. It was crazy, freaking frustrating, insane, confusing, everything all in one. But definitely one thing it is not is forgettable. I will never forget this freaking show. As long as I live, for sure. Whether there were things I didn't like about it, there were things that I loved about it. But I will never forget it. That's for sure. This show will be in my head somewhere. I'll never be able to forget it. Definitely unforgettable. I will say that much about it. Freaking unforgettable. Freaking powerhouse of a show. I love how they could take small things and make them do huge things with the way they shot it and the music. Just freaking a toilet, they got a paper towel roll. You know, that paper towel roll that she had with the kids and everything. How they could make that so important and huge, and it's just a paper towel roll. You know, it cost you like 50 cents or something. It cost you like $1. I don't know. Just borrow a paper towel roll, and yet it was so powerful in the freaking show. They took such small moments in other shows, and they made them the most powerful thing in the world. Oh, it's beautiful. There is a kind of beauty to the whole thing, even when it was at its ugliest time. At ugliest situations, very uncomfortable situations, there was a kind of beauty to the whole thing. Unforgettable freaking show. I can't believe it. One of a kind. Definitely one of a kind. You watch this show, there's nothing else like it. There's nothing else like it. I never seen a show like this. It's just on another level. Well, that is it. I could go on forever talking about it, but I gotta end it here. Thanks for watching with me, Leftovers. Thank you for recommending and all that. It was amazing. I hope that I can find another show as good as freaking this. I like Westworld is pretty damn amazing. That one's up there too. But that's for another day. I had a freaking blast. It was an emotional roller coaster ride. Just the best. Once again, unforgettable. And I will see you guys in whatever watching next. Once again, recommend something to me. I was thinking of watching that Dark Rain one. I thought maybe that might be something that could fill that gap. I don't know. I'm looking for another heavy one to kind of fill that gap. Something really heavy and dramatic like that. But I don't know. We'll see. So I'll see you guys in the next thing that I'll be in, because I'll be here for whatever, man. I'm watching one thing after another. You know, it doesn't have to end here. There's more stuff to watch, but that is the end of Leftovers for now. So that's it. So I will see you guys in whatever I'm doing next. I don't know how to end this. Bye. Bye. Okay. Whew.